So back in 2019 or 2020, somewhere in that time frame, I was still in high school and I had just walked into English class and I was talking to my friend about playing games once we got home and he told me about this little game called Warframe and it caught my interest immediately. I went home that day, booted up my Xbox One and downloaded it and I went through the tutorial and was immediately captured by its gameplay and how the game looked altogether. We played almost a whole day until we had to go to sleep and go to school the next day. Man, life was so much easier back then. Anyway, we kept playing day after day until I decided one day to keep playing, and I got past Mars, which at the time was a big hurdle for new players trying to get into the later game of Warframe. And once I got past that part and got to Saturn and Uranus, yeah, make your jokes. Anyway, I knew I was getting on a ride that I wouldn't be getting off of anytime soon. Warframe's gameplay hits all the marks for great gameplay in my opinion. The movement mechanics feel great. The running, jumping, and the bullet jumping. Yeah, bullet jumping. Let me tell you what it is. So first of all, when you press L1, you slide, right? So then you press X in combination, which is your jump button, and you do what's called a bullet jump, as you can see. And then you can combine it with other movement like a jump. So you can do a bullet jump, and then you can combine it with a slide, so it becomes a bullet jump, jump, slide. And then once you hit the ground, you can go into another bullet jump. Or say if there's a wide gap you need to cross, but your bullet jump, jump, slide won't work, what you can do is bullet jump, jump, and then you can ADS down sights to make the jump. You'll do what is called an aim glide. And I bet you're thinking, wow, these ways of movements are cool, but what missions can we use them in, you wonder? There are many different mission types in Warframe. There are over 30 different mission types, but we only talk about the core few, which you will experience on the star chart. Assassination missions, which has you kill a boss of that specific planet. Capture, where you are tasked with, as the mission type says, capture a target and then you leave. Defense is where you defend an item or object in the middle of the room from oncoming enemies till the fifth wave, and then you're allowed to either extract or keep going. Excavation, where an excavator comes down and you defend it while the enemies come in and try to attack it. And certain enemies bring in power cells, which will power the excavator as the excavator loses power over time. Exterminate is simple. You just go in there and just wreck everything and leave. Interception is a mission type where there are 4 relay points and you have to defend these points and get to 100% before the enemy sides do. Mobile defense is a mission type where you are taking a device and you're plugging it into a console before defending it for a certain amount of time before proceeding to the next spot. And you do this in the mission a total of 3 times, maybe 2 if it's a story quest. Rescue is where you are tasked with finding a prisoner and freeing them from the prison cell and escaping the mission with them. Sabotage, well, it's in the name, so you can assume what that means. Spy missions where there are 3 different data vaults and you need to get to them without being noticed, and if you are spotted, there is a timer that will start ticking down and you need to get the data from the vault before the timer runs out and it's considered destroyed or erased. Survival is where you enter a mission and the goal is to survive, and every 5 minutes you get a reward, and once you hit the first 5-minute mark, you are allowed to extract if you wish, or you can keep going. Yeah, that's really all the mission types, aside from free roam on Cetus, on the plains of Eidolon, which is on Earth, Fortuna, which is on Venus, and Cambion Drift on Deimos, and there are many more, which I will not go into here. Finally, there are Warframes as the main part of the gameplay. I will not be naming them all, as there are 55 Warframes, or will soon be 56. Sometime in March, a Warframe known as Dante will be coming out. So going into each Warframe will be impossible, but all 55 Warframes have great abilities, and there will definitely be one for you all to enjoy. Or you can just hoard them like I do. Or say the main game doesn't suit you and you wish for something else. When you start the game, you will be given 2 options. Either play the main game of Warframe featuring the Warframes, or you can do what is called the Duviri Paradox, where Warframe basically turns into a roguelite. And I have to say, before this mode, I was never a big fan of roguelites, but when Warframe introduced it, I genuinely enjoyed it so much. Or if you're playing the main game and you're in your orbiter and you look at it, it's just like, man, I wish I could take this into an actual space battle. Well, there is an option for that. If you are in a clan and have a dojo, you can build a room known as the Dry Dock, or if you visit one of the various relays that act as a hub world, you can build what's known as the Railjack, a giant ship that can be taken into its own dedicated missions For instance, you can fight a skirmish of Grineer or Corpus ships, sabotage a Corpus reactor or Corpus ship. These are the missions I have fun doing, but there is a problem that lies underneath all these. All of these missions, like the open world and Empyrean, where this set of missions where you use the railjack, they are what's known as content islands, where, for those of you who don't know what the term means, it's that a lot of these resources are only used in specific items relating to these missions. Like, for instance, a lot of the materials you get from the railjack missions are only really used for your railjack altogether. Warframe's story really doesn't kick off until you hit Saturn and Uranus, but I promise you, once you get there, if you enjoy sci-fi stories, this is a game story you don't want to sleep on, but I completely understand if you aren't a fan of stories that take too long to kick off. It's surprisingly very deep in the storytelling, especially in the story quests known as the Chains of Harrow and the Sacrifice, but I will not be delving into the story itself, as I would be diving through 11 years of story content that is still ongoing to this day. And for the sake of a review, or will be here all day, I will explain the opening segment for the game, though. The game starts off with Captain Vor of the Grineer, who has been killing off the Tenno all throughout the Origin system. But when it comes to you, when he finds where you've been hiding, he decides to try and take you to the Queens and put you under his command. But Lotus, who acts as the guide in this game, overcharges your Warframe, allowing you to fight back. And it's here when you can choose your Warframe from the 3 starting ones, Excalibur, Mag, and Volt, using their abilities to defeat the Grineer foot soldiers. And then you sneak around, obtaining a primary, secondary, and then a melee weapon to fight back against the foot soldiers. And Lotus sends you a ship, which Captain Vor destroys with his Giannis key, and you fight him for a bit before he retreats. And you have to find another ship where, once you find it, you meet the ship's Cephalon or AI named Ortis, where you have to defend the ship while Ortis starts it up. And once the timer hits 0, you escape, and that's where your journey begins. So this is a free-to-play game, so I bet you all are asking how the monetization works in the game. And I have to say, it's pretty great. So of course you have Platinum, the in-game currency, which has its usual price ranging from $5 to $200, but you don't need to spend money to get Platinum in this game. Let me introduce you to Trade Chat, where you can sell in-game items such as Prime Warframes, Prime Weapons, and mods, where you can get Platinum in return. It's a community-run market where you can trade with Platinum, or you can trade such as a Prime Warframe set for another Prime set. Like, for instance, you could trade a set of Octavia Prime for Neja or Inaros. Literally nothing in this game is gated behind money. Aside from the Prime Warframes themselves, even then, they're not really. Prime Warframes are stronger than the base Warframes you farm from just the bosses in the planets. These Prime Warframes can be obtained by 2 different ways. One, you buy Prime Access. Prime Access is used when the newest Warframe, such as right now, Gauss Prime is the newest Prime Warframe and is currently in Prime Access. And there are 3 different ways to buy Prime Access. By the way, these prices will be according to the PlayStation Store, not the ones on the Warframe website. The first pack, which is $60, and gives you the weapons of the Prime Warframe, 1,365 Platinum, the Prime Syandana, which acts as a sort of cape you can put on your Warframe, and accessories, but without the Prime Warframe itself. The second pack is $80, which gives you the Prime Warframe, the Prime Weapons, 2 exclusive glyphs, and 2,625 Platinum. And the final one, which is $140, and gives you 3,990 Platinum, the Prime Warframe, the Prime Weapons, the Prime Syandana, the armor accessories, and boosters. Sounds like a lot just for $140 for a Prime Warframe. But there is another way, which is free to play, but it will take some time. There's this thing called relics that are added with every Prime Warframe that has the prime parts of the Warframes and its blueprints inside them, as well as the Prime Weapons. So you can take a relic into a mission where you can open it, and then there is a chance for you to get the Prime part. This game, when it comes to its monetization, truly respects your time and basically says, hey, If you don't want to spend money, we won't force you. You play at your own pace. So Warframe overall, I believe if you're willing to put in the time for the game and deal with the grinding, waiting, and things to be finished building, such as your weapons and warframes and such, I promise you that this game will be a game that you will enjoy and never want to put down, and enjoy the story the team at Digital Extremes is giving us. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment your own thoughts. If you disagree with any of my opinions, leave them down below and I'll read them out. And heck, if I get enough, I'll even make a video talking about them. And subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Happy gaming.